Okay guys, so it's lesson 2 review video. In lesson 2 we learned how to create the double crochet stitch as well as finish off our last row of a project and weave in our ends. So we're just going to repeat those steps, that way you can review as needed. So in last video we showed how to do a crossover slip knot to attach to your hook, but I wanted to show an alternate way in case that was a little bit tricky for you. So if you take your yarn and create a loop, you're going to want to make sure that the cut end of the yarn, which is called the tail, is under, and you're just going to do a crossover with the working tail on top. If you do that and then take your pincher fingers and go from the top down and under, pull the working yarn through, it creates a slip knot. And then you can just pinch the slip knot in your forefingers and pull the working yarn to adjust the size. There we go. So for this double crochet practice swatch, I'm just going to go ahead and chain 8. So we're just going to do yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so here we have 8 chains. Now in single crochet we did from the second chain from hook. In double crochet we're going to do in the 3rd chain. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to insert in here, but before we insert, we're going to yarn over. So you're going to yarn over and insert, yarn over and pull up a loop. So you should have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to head and yarn over again and just pull through the first 2. And then yarn over again and pull through the remainder 2. And that's your double crochet. So let's go ahead and do that again. Yarn over and insert, yarn over and pull up a loop, so you have 3, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so yarn over, insert into the next chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So we got 4 so far. We would count this turning chain as a double crochet. Some patterns will tell you not to count it, some will tell you to count it. I prefer to count it just because it creates a cleaner edge. So let me finish down to the end and I'll show you how to go up for your next row. So we've got 4, so let's do yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, for our last one here. And pull through 2. Okay, so let's count our stitches. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So one of the things about crochet is to make sure that you're keeping count. Sometimes if you don't keep count and keep building, you can either decrease or add or increase stitches. So you want to make sure that you don't have to count every row, but I make it a habit of every 4th row counting to make sure that I have the correct amount of stitches that I need for that row. So for double crochet, you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then remember, turn your work like a book. This counts as your first double crochet. So instead of inserting your hook here, you would do it in the next one. So yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So again, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay. Pull up some more yarn here. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2, yarn over, yarn over, and insert here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we need to do is yarn over, insert into that top chain from the turning row from where we first started. Okay. And as you work, you'll see it creates like a straighter edge. I usually will block out my squares just to pull out the edge a little bit so it's more squared off. Okay, I'm going to do one more row and then we'll go over the finishing off. So I'm going to chain 3, flip my work, yarn over, skip that first one, go ahead in the second one. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So essentially it's like 2 single crochets stacked upon each other. That would be your first single crochet, and then this would be your second. So it's just elongating that stitch. And if you don't keep count, you could just skip this and it would decrease slowly as you're doing your swatch. So just make sure to keep count. Okay, so here's a good stopping point. Okay, so I have my tapestry needle and my scissors. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut off a small portion. Since this is a swatch, I'm not too worried about measuring it out to be exact, but 6 to 12 inches is what you would normally want to do. So after you've completed your last stitch, all you need to do is just yarn over and pull it through that last loop. And as you do that, you just need to tug this tightly so it creates a knot. Okay. So our next step would be to weave in the ends. So you'll take your yarn and thread it through your needle and weave it in between the stitches. So a good rule of thumb is to change directions 3 times to really lock that end in place. So I'll go a couple stitches one way, then I'll go up a couple stitches, and then back this way. And if you can see this yarn, it's considered worsted, and so it's got several threads woven together. So if you even split your yarn and work it in that way, it really locks it into place. Okay, and then you just want to take your scissors and be careful as you snip and just kind of pull on your fabric so the end works itself in place and doesn't unravel and pop out to where you can see it. So let's go ahead and do the other end. So I'm just going to go down first. And I just change directions, not any certain way, just at least 3 times. I just feel like my ends stay in place better whenever I do it that many times. Okay, so I'll run it out to the edge, and I want to pull to make sure that my yarn stays in place, and trim it. And that's it. Then your swatch or your project is complete and you don't see any ends.